Welcome to Marymeade Park.
Looks like there are dogs that are allowed to be here. No alcohol, but make sure the dogs are on a leash. Why would you want to do tennis? Well, it's a nice way to do sprinting and hand-eye coordination. If you're not very interested in the the football or say track and field, tennis is a nice intense sport where you have your rival that's on the other side. Can be a tense moment, but it's also constantly movement. So if you're a person who wants to have constant movement and engagement during your play but have spurts, this is a good game to start playing. You can still definitely have kids playing in this nice shaded area, still with open. So it's not like a huge canopy, but it's a shaded area. I like to make that distinction. This is more of a shaded area than a canopy, where what I mentioned the canopy is more like when you're in a forest and you can't really see the sky above you because of all the branches. Here it's more like shaded area where most part of the day the trees will provide cover and shade in the areas you want to be in. But it doesn't really allow you to fly a kite. But other than that, that's for the most part, this is a very clean, well-maintained area. So it looks like these people in this area also very respectful of their own neighbors and also respect the area themselves, so they maintain good, clean area. Got the outdoor grills, a seating for maybe 8. And there's another one over there with separate trash bins. Good. Like a very nice, quiet area. You can have some fun in like the neighborhood park. Like if you guys just get tired at some point of eating inside, and it's like, let's eat outside for a moment, and don't want to go all the way to the beach or to a large park. This neighborhood park is it's fairly nice just to come out. It's like, we'll just eat outside. Why? Why not? Get to see the open air. Just see beyond a wall 10 feet away from you. Like there is no walls 10 feet in front of you here. Well, okay, maybe that fence right there. But just don't look at those fences. On the other side, there's plenty of open area. Like there's something about the psyche, the mental psyche, that when you don't see a barrier 10 feet in front of you, you really feel more open and energetic. I don't play around here. It's far enough from the streets. Look at that. And if you trust your kids to be on your own here in the playground, then perhaps the two of you guys, the parents, can actually go and play in this tennis court while they're playing here. Here's this kind of like pirate ladders going up here, and then going across those. Let's see, get a good clue. If you can see that, it looks like they're actually going across like a mountain. They can pretend like they're going across a mountain there, like in Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It's really very kind of like, you leave it to their own imaginations. When they're young, especially young, watching those movies, they just love any resemblance of what they see in the movies. Like if you see Lord of the Rings, or when they're scaling up those mountains, they are definitely going to pretend here like they're just like in Lord of the Rings, where they climb up the sheer of the mountains. You get across. It really is like a mental adventure for them. All the sensations and physical development they need to get a good start in their developments here. It may not seem like it to adults, but children just love just running around, challenging themselves to keep going up. Oh yeah, look at that. Going up those stairs, getting higher and higher and higher. Remember, everything's still somewhat new to them. Oh, here they can do some climbing here too. Let me see if it gets a little better angle here, so you can see. Yeah, it's like their own rock walling experience here. It's like they don't have to spend like 1 hour a day like many adults do, like at rock wall gyms. This is what they like really enjoy experiencing, like having the demand for their body to pull themselves up, push through their legs, and pull with their arms to get up, and then they get to slide back down. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go right back up again because they're just enjoying their childhood of experiencing these novelties to them. Pretty much everything's a novelty, and as parents, you get to sit right there taking pictures and enjoying their experiences with them. Oh, look, they even have here a sand pit. So if you want to do some sand castles or digging in there, I see many of these parks have these like this. And what's also nice, they have these boulders. I think these are real. They definitely have heavy enough. Like they're definitely heavy enough that they're going to be they're gonna feel real. But the nice thing about this is also giving that child the exposure before taking them out to those national park or state parks or city parks or county parks. Especially those larger nature immersion parks. This is a nice way to get them get coordinated with their feet, because in the mall don't have these physical challenges that they have to coordinate themselves. Like by being here, they practicing their brains developing how to coordinate uneven terrain, which they won't be getting if they went to the mall. They're like, yeah, I'm going here to the rocky. It kind of reminds me of when I go hiking, at least in a less intimidating way. And this may actually help parents to encourage their child to go hiking with them. So when they're older, when they're in their teens, or going up to 10 years old, because it's going to encourage them to recognize that's no different from their other hike experiences in these parks like this, because it's just more boulders that they're climbing, and that's where they're really challenging themselves when you go to those county parks with that immerse into nature. It's like you're just doing this here. You're just doing it as just a longer duration. And with this one here, it's more like 2 to 5. You kind of see it here. Here, it's like these are like almost like treehouse themed. It's nice. This one is like for toddlers. Again here, okay, it's true. Maybe the toddlers won't have the arm strength to pull themselves all the way across. Well, let me get a better angle here. Like all the way across on this thing. Maybe not. Okay, maybe the 5-year-old could. But if you had like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, that's maybe even 2-year-old who's really starting to do the climbing, you can hold their lower body and assist them across while they're developing their upper bodies. You know. So it'd be a parent and child kind of teaming up and going across this area. And here the toddlers also have their own kind of introduction to rock wall. And this one's like a little more for the children, like the toddlers, to kind of get up and climb. Let me see. Yeah, it's fairly good material to grip on. And you get up there. So if you notice, everything here is a little smaller than the other one, but then again, these are for toddlers. So it's going to be within their arm and leg reach. So you can expect the toddlers to be able to access everything. Even here, they can pretend themselves to be in some kind of counter. Maybe they're trying to say they're starting their own flower shop or toy shop here. You know, let them imagine here. And their slide. Like, of course, you see it's much smaller. If you see it by comparison, it's much smaller than the other slide over there with the older children. But for toddlers, this is great. For one, you can have a parent on the side helping them glide down this slide here. And they even have their own version of a kind of like a crawling or going through the rough terrain. Now those are themed with bugs and frogs and butterflies, but that's a similar idea where what they're doing is creating an uneven kind of terrain for the child to help develop their senses of their brain to coordinate their body and on uneven terrain, and also really helps with their neurophysiology development so that when they move the arm, they can coordinate with their legs as well. Again, this is something that you can spend like an hour in if they wanted to, or maybe 30 minutes. And this is definitely a way to get them to develop themselves without being so strict like a parent, like an adult would be about they're going to the gym all the time. You know, I think even these were often referred to as jungle gyms themselves a while back. Perhaps they should be again, because that's what they really are. Kind of like their jungle gyms or themed gyms, like for children, to kind of really get them moving around. They don't like they're not really interested in sets. They're here about doing endurance. If they're moving around here all the time for 30 minutes, that's building up good endurance. And if they just want to relax with the parent here, you got two sheets here for toddlers to swing on. Even bringing in grandparents, you know, grandparents put them on here, swing them back and forth. It's a very convenient environment. Again, there are benches everywhere where they can sit and relax. So even if the grandparents are here, they look at that. They have steps and tables right here. So say if the grandparents did come here and toddlers want to say, like, you know, they're 5 years old already, or they're 4 years old, like, you know, they tell grandma and grandpa, okay, let me go on their own and play in this area. They're big enough. Okay. So then the grandma and grandpa could be right here sitting, playing card games or reading something while they pay attention to their toddler up there. So this is like really nice convenience here. The only thing I would say is like that is missing is a restroom, but actually no, I think I saw the restroom coming in here. Yeah. But here they have a park that has a neighborhood park, local park, something convenient for you to kind of get into a little bit of nature without going too far. Oh yeah, here it is, the restrooms. So if the child has a need to change their diapers or need to go to the restroom, they're right here, very local. Most of these parks usually do have these restrooms nearby. But it's just nice. Like if you go into the redwood forest, you're gonna get something like this. You're gonna see trees like these. So being here is like getting a little sample of that. You may not always have the time to go to the redwood forest that is maybe an hour or 2 hours away, maybe, depending. But it definitely gives the opportunity to like experience it here.